everybody. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. I am here with some awesome people, and we are excited just to have a little bit of a conversation today. We really want to focus on bringing attention and awareness to our community about public art as a whole, but specifically some really cool public arts events that we have coming to our community this summer. So my name is Alicia Christie, and I work at the Midland Area Community Foundation. And one of the things that I am super lucky to get to be a part of through my role is our various initiatives that take place at the Community Foundation. And one of those is our very own Public Arts Midland Committee. And we're going to learn a little bit more about that in just a few minutes here. But as part of my role, we get to really talk about how we can live out Midland's vision through the work of our initiatives and through the work of specifically Public Arts Midland. Public Arts Midland is really near and dear to my heart because it's how all of us came to be in connection and friendship with one another. And so we're really excited to share just a bit of that with you today. So for people that don't know, the vision of Midland County is together, forward, bold, an exceptional place where everyone can thrive. And that is just a super powerful vision statement for our community because it's something that's bigger than all of us in our individual roles within our community. And so as the Community Foundation, we really work to support things that amplify building a community where all people can have the opportunity to thrive. As a non-artist myself and someone who has learned a lot from these individuals here over the last couple of years, we get to really see firsthand the power of public arts and the power that public art and the movement around public art can bring to supporting a thriving community. Public art in and of itself brings connection and it brings voice. It brings a sense of belonging and value to people and to their community. And so that is really why we are excited to be here today to talk through that a little bit and what that means for Midland County. So before we get too far into it, I'd like to ask all of you to just introduce yourselves, share a little bit about what you do from the day to day, but then also like what brought you to Public Arts Midland and the committee that is bringing a thriving community through art.
Okay. All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Jenni Bush. I am the Senior Vice President for a company called Space Incorporated here in Midland, a local women-owned small business. I do all sorts of things there, from sales to HR to just travel the world and talk to people and make friends, is what I like to say, over furniture needs. So that's a little bit about me, but really what brought me here is a passion for building community. I think the most important thing someone can do is to help make the community a better place for everyone, and art is a staple in that. I'm definitely not the creative type. These ladies here will talk all about that, but I am the type to be able to bring connections and help push things forward. So that's really why I'm here and what I bring, and yeah, excited to be here.
Great. I'm Jazzmyn Benitez. I'm a local artist here in Midlands. I also help run the coffee shop, Live Oak Coffee Shop down in Midtown. I came to Public Arts Midlands mostly. Art has always been a huge, important part of my life, and bringing it to the community as a whole, especially to the younger population, is really where my passion is. So I love to inspire them to be able to become artists when they get older and bring that dream to life. But that's pretty much my why.
Hi, I'm Dacia Parker. I'm a local artist and photographer here, and I own Parker Lane Art and Design Studios. We are a working artist studio, plus we put on classes and workshops for the community. And especially over this last year, we've really been focusing on helping emerging artists learn their craft, learn some business skills, and have a venue to start getting their work out into the community. And I really enjoyed working with Public Arts Midland and just, getting to know more people in our community and just helping art become something more integrated overall in Midland.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that. And I think we're going to spend our time today primarily just having a bit of question and answer and conversation just around what it means to be engaged in a public arts movement, and kind of what our next steps are for Midland's community as we look to the future of public art and bringing people together through that medium. So I guess, Dacia, if you wouldn't mind, can I just start with you? You've been a real mentor to me in the space of Public Arts Midland. As I joined the committee after you had a working knowledge of just kind of the history and context of the committee in general. So would you mind sharing with people watching just a little bit about Public Arts Midland and kind of the history that it entails?
Sure. Public Arts Midland was started in 2016 as an initiative of the Community Foundation. And I actually wasn't there the first couple of years, but Renee Decro, who I work closely with, who owns Live Oak Coffee House, She was a big part of that. And so I do remember helping her with brainstorming and ideas and just wanting to bring this committee together with people, small businesses, nonprofits, members of the community, to really have a nice diverse voice on what we can do to bring more art to our community and using it as a platform for connection.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think just, to kind of play off your word of being able to bring diverse voice and experiences, there's nothing more jennifer than that in art and community as we really work to be an inclusive place for all voices. So I appreciate you sharing that. Jenni, I'm hoping you can share with us just a little bit about what people who might be watching can expect this summer from Public Arts Midland, and just share a little bit about that.
Okay. Sure. Well, we have a great festival which we'll dive into. And do you want me to share a little bit about the history too on how we got started?
Absolutely.
So back in August of 2020, we attended, or I should say I attended, but I think Jazz, you were on the call too, maybe Dacia. We had the opportunity to hear from a woman named Jacqueline Austin, and she runs a festival called Bright Walls down in Jackson, Michigan. Loved the presentation, immediately got off the call and said, wait a minute, we need to do that here. And so through a couple of mutual connections, got her phone number, got her email, said, hey, would you like to meet a new friend? Friend being me. So she was really nice. She invited me down. She showed the festival, the murals, and all of just this stunning art that people were doing, and how it was connecting, and how they were able to bring in not only artists, but really connect the entire business community through this Bright Walls Festival. And it was, to say it was inspiring is the very least that I could say here, but it was. And I remember coming up back from Jackson, and I think Jazz, you were probably the first person I saw after. I was like, we have to do this. And then Jazz and Dacia, we had a really good conversation at Live Oak and said, okay, yep, we're gonna do it, and try to figure out, okay, what makes sense here. And then through both of you ladies, we got hooked in with Alicia, and the rest is really history. Then we started a small little committee as a part of Midland Public Arts. And we, through the course of, December of 2020 till now, have built the very beginnings of this art scene festival. We have a great group of people in the committee that are just all in and diving with all the energy possible into making this happen. And we all had these big visions of multiple murals and ready to go, but we decided to settle on one mural. This year, get the festival up and running and off the ground, baby steps. I think Alicia was very good at helping us be realistic. Sometimes that's not my strong suit, but it's great. We have this wonderful committee, and what we landed on is one great mural that you guys can share and talk about that will be on June 5th and 6th And there will be the mural painting folks from all over, but it's hopefully definitely Midland, will be coming to see and watch the painting live, which is great. There will be a community paint aspect of that where members of the community can come in and actually participate in the creation of the mural. And there will be acoustic music playing as well. We are very much trying to work with local businesses all throughout Midland to get on brand with the festival. And we have this great little fox logo that really plays well. So if they want to do a foxy latte or a fox-shaped pizza or cookie or whatever the case may be. But one of the things that we were really passionate about here is bringing in the businesses and not just hey, offer people something for free, but hey, we're going to be on brand with Art Scene. Here's how we can tie in and then bring customers in, not having to offer a discount or anything like that for the things. But yeah, June 5th and 6th, it's going to be so much fun. And there are a couple other events that I think we'll chat about too towards the end on what's all included besides just Art Scene. But it's the first annual mural festival. We'll grow to 3 murals and then 10 on the third year. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Perfect. No, and I appreciate you just sharing a little bit. Art Scene Festival, just the name was very intentional. The initiative coming through Public Arts Midland was very intentional. And I think it's just worth pausing to say that every year since the inception of Public Arts Midland, we've tried to bring some sort of public arts initiative to the community. So in 2020, people may have seen the painted pianos all around the community. That was a direct extension of Public Arts Midland. And so to be able to take it to this next level with Art Scene Festival being this year's initiative and first annual mural event is pretty cool. So Jazzmyn, as one of the lead artists at the festival, I'm just hoping you can share a little bit about the overall inspiration for the mural. Not being an artist, I just love learning from artists about the stories and the meanings behind something that you can see. The stories that you can't see are so valuable. So if you wouldn't mind sharing that, that would be great.
For sure. So one of the biggest reasons why I love art in general is because there is so much that goes into it that just face value. So murals, when somebody walks up to them, you don't know all the things that go into it. But if we look back in history at the Fox in general, different cultures have different meanings for what that fox stands for. Art Observes, which is this year's Public Arts Midland initiative, the fox really revolves around that. Very much a watcher and a seer and a very wise creature. I think everything that's happened in the last year and a half, the fox really embodies that ability to push a little bit further and be creative with the way that we overcome those things. So that's what generally the fox in all cultures have a guiding spirit. And I think that's something that we need to get into the next following years. And then there's going to be the mosaic aspect of it, which really represents the diversity in our community and how we need all of us to make this beautiful picture. All of our individual aspects, big and small and all of that stuff. So
yeah, no, I love that, and I appreciate you sharing. And since you said the fox, that tells me that you're okay with people knowing that the main imagery of that mural is a large fox. Can you share with us just kind of like what people can come to expect of this huge, like, what is it, 30 by 30 feet? How big is it? Like, just all of those logistics I think would be kind of neat to be able to share.
The wall is pretty decently sized, I would say. It is going to be on the back of the Little Forks Outfitters building. We are doing a third of the wall this year. We're hoping to be able to paint the whole wall by the end of our festival and everything. But it is a large fox with some botanical features, and then the community is going to be able to come out and paint the geometric shapes at the bottom. So it's going to be just plain color, or there's also texture involved as well. But that's the part that I'm really excited for, is to bring people out and to actually be able to paint a mural, because how many people can say that?
Absolutely.
So.
No, thank you. And I guess, Dacia, if I could just kind of bounce the continuation of that question to you. One of the things I hear you say often, whether it's here in this space or just in general conversation, is this idea that art can connect people and art can allow expression of thoughts and feelings through just a unique way. So can you share a little bit how the idea came about to really bring in this community engagement component through the geometric shapes and community painting in general?
Mm-hmm. Well, I had the privilege of working with Jazzmyn on some of the other murals that she's done around town, and people would always stop and ask what we were doing and want to just encourage us, and they would bring us things, and then we would invite them to make a mark on the wall, and it was so impactful to them, and they were just absolutely delighted to be able to participate, which was kind of surprising to us, but then also encouraged us on how the simple act of painting, creating together, unites people in a unique way. And we really wanted to, especially with this past year, offer a space to the community where everyone can come and make their mark. Anyone who wants to can come up and have an opportunity to actually paint on the wall and say, hey, I helped make that. This is my town, and I put a mark there. So we just really wanted to invite people in and make it not just something to look at that somebody else did, but that they actually created.
I love that. And the word that just kind of comes to mind is this empowerment of people and empowerment of this sense of community. So I appreciate you both just spending some time sharing the artistic perspective of all of this, because we don't want to lose it in the fun and jazz and lights of a mural. There really is these stories that are so important to be able to share. So I appreciate that. Jazzmyn, would you mind just sharing, Jenni touched on it, that there might be some additional events taking place right at the mural site. Would you mind sharing just a little bit of the details of what people could expect if they come out to watch and engage in the mural creation?
Yeah, for sure. So we have local artists playing music down there. After the art fair and the Mural Blast that's going on down there, we also have our music going on, and then Red Threads will also be down there making t-shirts and stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to stop and watch that, I think.
No time to do that.
But the most important part is for you to come out and paint with us. That's gonna go on most of the day. So I think that's pretty much all the things that are going on.
And Creative 360. We want to make sure everybody gets over to Creative 360. They've got a lot of great things going on that weekend as well.
Yeah, they have a mural going on that weekend.
A mural and some spoken word things and lots of different great things to see there.
Yeah, and that's a really good event, or a good tie-in, I guess. So we have Creative 360 that has connection and things going on at the same weekend, along with the Midland Center for the Arts Art Fair, and also the Mural Blast, which is downtown Main Street, and a variety of artists. I think there's 7 teams, and they'll be creating small, almost like portable billboards of these smaller scale murals while they're there. So there's something for everyone, literally, going on that June 5th and 6th. And so art scene, absolutely, but in conjunction, a great way to tie in community, right? That's what we're doing.
Absolutely. No, I think that is just super important to highlight that Art Scene Festival is really cool, and we're really cool, and Public Arts Midland is really cool, but it's also really beautiful that we're just plugging in to the bigger story of art in our community. And I think it's great that we're highlighting the fact that the Creative 360 and Midland Center for the Arts and Mural Blast are also actively engaging in this work. So if you wouldn't mind, just kind of as we wrap up this conversation, each of you, one of you, it doesn't really matter, but if you were to think of like one thing you want to make sure that people who are watching understand about the power of public arts, what would that be?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. For me, it's community. It's all about how we can come together as a group with so many different backgrounds, ideas, and concepts, and you can have a shared experience through art that is impactful for you, impactful for your family, friends, neighbors, And it does build this just beautiful sense of belonging and connection, and it's all possible with a little bit of ingenuity and creativity and some paint and some paintbrushes, and you can build just this really beautiful outcome more than just a mural. And I think that's key. So.
Oh, nice job, Jen.
Oh, thanks. Had to go first. Done. Okay.
I think that the biggest impact when I went down to Jackson was just the awe of that much art in one space. Mm-hmm. And I think that public art has the power to like make you stop a minute in our super busy lives to like take in the world around us. It reminds us of how magical the world can be. So.
Yeah, well, there's so many things, but I guess I would just say I love how public art really opens up our minds to the possibilities of what could be, and helps us to just be more aware of what's going on around us.
Absolutely. That was inspiring from all of you. I appreciate you sharing. Yeah, and again, as we close here, we just want to encourage anybody who might be watching this to join along in the journey of the messiness and the chaos and the beauty of what public arts is in our community. So just a general website that we would encourage everybody to check out is publicartsmidland.org. And on that site, you will find the links to all of the social media platforms that are going to have constant updates about Art Scene Festival, about the summer art events on June 5th and 6th, and honestly, just ongoing ways to plug in. So publicartsmidland.org, check it out, and just come and join the journey with all of us. So thanks, everybody, for coming to hang and talking. Cool. All right. Take care.